All right, welcome back.
Ooh, thank you.
I was talking to them.
Oh. Welcome back.
Welcome back to you too. Anyway, I'm very happy to be here.
Me too.
You have a big smile on your face today.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Why are you so excited?
Because today it's bubble day.
Oh my God, I love bubbly wine.
I know, me too.
What is it about it?
It's just so good.
It is amazing.
Between New Year's and Valentine's Day. That's like my theory is like that's like the biggest bubble time of the year.
No question.
Because you've got the two biggest bubble holidays. It's winter. It's like, you know, drinking champagne by the fire is just delightful. It's just
we are really in the champagne stretch of the year.
We are.
Definitely. Well, champagne is pretty much associated with special occasions.
Right. Yes, which by the way, I hate. I hate that because I love champagne. I love drinking it. I don't understand why the only time people drink it is like weddings, holidays.
Do not get me started.
And like breakfast.
This makes
like,
me
why
insane.
do you have to have it just at those times?
It makes me crazy. Champagne is one of the most versatile styles of wine out there, and yet it gets relegated to only these few celebration-based occasions.
Right.
It makes me nuts.
We celebrate
I
the birth of our child and also when we have eggs. Like, those are the two times I'm going to have champagne, and that's it.
I mean, champagne has been around for hundreds of years, and yet it's got this stigma. It's been pigeonholed.
So has it always been for that? I mean, way back in the day, was it just drunk like any other wine?
No, they made it by accident. They weren't even intending to do it, but it was so special that they figured we have to reproduce this accident. I am firmly of the opinion that champagne or sparkling wine needs to be a part of everyone's regular rotation. And
Absolutely.
Not just relegated to these few times a year.
Let's say you go get a Pinot, maybe you pick up a Sauvignon Blanc, go to the champagne aisle, pick up a champagne, put it in your fridge, drink it like you would any of those other bottles.
Yeah, you will be surprised. It pairs with all kinds of foods, and it's absolutely delicious.
All right. Now, you did mention that champagne came about by accident.
So nobody sat around and said, you know what, this wine's pretty good.
Right. But you know what it needs?
You know what it needs?
Carbonation.
No, it didn't happen that way, right? So back in the 17th century, there was a Benedictine monk. His name was Dom Perignon.
Oh, yes.
The story goes that he was making wine, as monks did at the time, and something went wrong with a batch of wine. And after he had bottled it, there was still some yeast and some sugar left in this bottle. And as we know, since we are winemakers, if you have yeast and sugar,
you get alcohol.
You get alcohol, and what else do you get?
Carbon dioxide.
Right, so you get the gas. So what happened was there was a second fermentation that happened inside the bottle. And when he went to drink it, he is reputed to say, "I'm tasting the stars."
That's right.
Now, this is almost certainly ridiculous and untrue, but it's still a good story.
Right.
Right. And the fact of the matter is that Dom Perignon actually spent a good deal of his time there trying to combat this because they considered it a fault in the wine and trying to find ways to prevent this from happening again.
It's crazy monks.
There were other factions. Do monks come in factions? Do they faction?
Yes.
Anyway, they said, well, you know what? This is actually great. This is good stuff. We should not try and get rid of it. We should learn how to control the process.
Right. We should encourage it.
Exactly. And do it on purpose.
Okay, so I just want to clear something up. We've been throwing out the words champagne and sparkling wine pretty much interchangeably. But there's a difference, right?
Champagne is a specific sparkling wine. So it's a sparkling wine, but it's specifically from the Champagne region in France.
Which is where?
In France.
Okay, right.
Champagne is about, 2 hours northeast of Paris. So it's in northern France. It's actually in the northern end of the Burgundy region.
Okay. Really, you can only be called champagne sparkling wine if you're made in the Champagne region.
Right. And in fact, in the EU, there are international laws and agreements that prevent anybody from using that. It's sort of like a trademark. So all champagne is sparkling wine.
Okay. But not all sparkling wine is champagne.
You got it.
Okay.
Piece of cake.
There's a reason why we're here with champagne on the second episode right out of the gate.
Seems bold.
It is bold. It is a bold move, but it became important for us to do this for two reasons. One, you want champagne to just be seen as another type of wine.
Yes.
So from now on, whenever we talk about anything in our shows and we talk about wine, champagne's included. Sparkling wine is included.
All part of the mix.
We're not going to leave that out. The second, there's a pretty big specific champagne holiday coming up.
Do tell.
Valentine's Day.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Makes me nervous.
No, it makes a lot of people nervous.
Pretty stressful.
Especially if you're trying to impress someone. So we thought if we got this out here, we could help with that. We could make it less stressful. We could give you some advice.
So you said make a meal for your sweetie.
Yes.
So do you recommend that?
Absolutely.
Making something at home instead of going out?
Stay home. Stay home. Don't go out to a restaurant. It's impressive to make somebody something at home.
And as we already talked about, right, at the beginning of the show, champagne pairs with just about anything. So if you're a great cook, you can make an amazing Epicurean
delight.
And champagne will be a perfect accompaniment.
Right.
Or you can order a pizza, and guess
And
what?
it'll be great.
Champagne will be a perfect accompaniment. It's just that versatile.
Right. You're taking advice from the masters, and you're staying in.
That's smart. If you are made of money and you want to impress and you're a baller, then you can go high end with your champagne, right? So you can go with our good old friend, our Benedictine monk, Dom Perignon, but you're going to spend $180 on a bottle of it. If that's not good enough for you, you can go for the king daddy of champagnes, which is the Krug, K-R-U-G, right? So this is one of the old champagne houses out of France, and many consider that to really be the pinnacle of champagne goodness. Well, I would recommend going with, a classic champagne.
From the Champagne region.
Correct, which is going to cost you somewhere between $50 and $75, let's say. You're not going to get in for under $50. Here's one called Aubry. I'm going to just line these up here for you, and I'll put them in the comments as well. This is called GH Mumm. And here's another one called Lallier. And this one is different from the other two in that it's a rosé champagne.
Like this.
Right.
All from the Champagne region.
Right.
And all in the 50 to 75 range.
Correct.
All right.
And there's tons of options in this range. So you've got Taittinger is another one. You've got Perrier-Jouët. And these are, I'm giving names that you'll be able to find at pretty much any wine shop.
Now, if you want to spend a little bit less.
Okay, so we're going to get out of the Champagne region and go to different sparkling wines, which there are plenty of amazing options. This one is called Gruet. It's actually made in the U.S. It's actually made in New Mexico, of all places, which sounds bizarre. I don't know how you grow grapes.
You grow grapes in New Mexico?
In the desert. But this is one of the best sparkling wines made in the United States, in my personal opinion. This bottle's open already, I'm sorry. But,
and empty.
And empty, yeah. And this is called Jaqueline Leone. This is made by Gruet, actually, but it's a rosé sparkling wine. Also excellent. And another option, this is called Mumm Napa. This is a collaboration. It's made in California. It's a collaboration between the GH Mumm, which we pulled out earlier, and a wine grower in Napa Valley, California. Right. So these are very related. This one, made in Champagne, costs about $50. This one, made in California, costs about $20. And it's excellent.
All right.
Last option I want to bring out here is a Cava. So Cava is a sparkling wine made in Spain. And because it's Spanish, it's under the radar as far as wine regions go. So it's super cheap. This bottle, probably $14. And it's excellent. It's actually made in the same traditional method as champagnes from France are. So lots of great options for if you're on a budget. Every single one of these is under $20. Not bad. Yep. You can afford to buy 3 or 4 at that price. Okay, so now we've picked out our wine. We're going with the Gruet today because we're on a budget. And now we need to get into this thing. The best option, in my opinion, or the option you will see the most often, say in a nice restaurant, is called the Pétinon. Pétinon. It's French. And the literal translation is nun's fart.
That is classy.
Watch this. Let's go to the video.
Okay.
A pleasant sigh of contentment emerging from the bottle.
That's classy. That's safe. Because safety first, right?
Well, yes, normally. Safety is not always everyone's first priority, though. There is one more method for accessing the bubbles inside the bottle, and that is by employing this device. This is known as a champagne saber. There is a right way and there is a wrong way to open a champagne bottle with a saber. First, we're going to talk about the wrong way.
All right, let's see it.
This is the French Laundry, which is a Michelin star restaurant in Napa Valley, California. And we've got a video of them opening a champagne bottle for New Year's Eve using the saber method. Let's take a look.
All right.
Okay, so the staff is gathered, looks like in the kitchen area. This gentleman's got his saber, and he's getting ready to do it. Everybody's got their phones out.
That's a big bottle.
That is a big bottle. That's called a Nebuchadnezzar.
Okay.
It's huge, and it's here he goes. I think he's got it.
That's really the best technique, I think. Oh.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure about his technique there.
That's horrible.
Do you think any of that champagne is salvageable?
I would be on the floor licking it up.
Yeah. So that is the worst thing I've ever seen.
I'm still crying about that. I can't believe all of that champagne was wasted. It's the most horrifying thing I've seen, and I don't even know how long.
That was a $2,000 bottle of champagne.
That's horrible.
Yeah, unbelievable. So, as we said, that's the wrong way to do it, but there's also a right way to do it.
Okay.
Let's go and take a look at that.
I know who that is.
You know who that is? You recognize that? That is a handsome-looking gentleman right there. Look at that.
Whoa.
Perfect swipe.
One time.
First try.
Look at that. Clean break. So I assume next New Year's you'll be out at French Laundry opening their big bottle of champagne.
I'm going to hold a training course and show them how to do it properly.
Okay.
So, if you have access to a
saber, if you've got a saber, you can use that. That will impress.
And you're not interested in safety is not your concern, you might want to try the saber method.
But if not,
it will be impressive if you succeed. Well, friends, the wine is gone, which means the show is over. I think we were able to help people today.
I hope so. I mean,
I was feeling stressed. Now I'm relaxed.
Look, it's an educational show, and hopefully we gave you some good pointers on A, enjoy champagne anytime, and B, how to make your Valentine's Day a little more special.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. And by the way, Valentine's Day, it doesn't have to be with somebody else. You can enjoy it on your own just as well. These tips are good if you're hanging out by yourself, with your friends, with your loved one.
You don't have to be trying to impress somebody for this either. That's a perfect stay at home by yourself or be with your girlfriends. I mean, do it up, but if you just want to do it for yourself, you can do it that way too.
We've solved Valentine's Day.
Right, we've made it, it's done.
And so if you have any comments, any questions, you want to tell us about your Valentine's Day, go put it in the comments.
Right.
And don't forget, if you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. And if you're on Facebook, give us a follow. We can't wait to hear from you, and we can't wait for the next show.
All right.
Happy Valentine's Day.